Duggar News. Joy-Anna shares her plans to have 19 kids like her parents Jim and Michelle. Duggar News fans finally have the answer to the most anticipated question about Joy-Anna's life. She just revealed whether she would have 19 children like her parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. The TLC star shared whether she would follow her parents' legacy. The Duggar family is already popular for having multiple children, thanks to Jim and Michelle. Joy-Anna remained a devout IBLP follower for several years. She even married a family friend, Austin, who grew up in the same environment. Hence, fans were sure the couple would remain a huge follower of the community. However, nothing like this happened, and the TLC star broke several family rules. Over the years, Joy-Anna and Austin made several decisions that challenged their conservative upbringing. Will they have 19 kids? What are their plans? What did Joy-Anna share about it? Duggar News. Joy-Anna shares her tough journey to wear pants. Over the years, Joy-Anna, like her other siblings, Duggar and Jill, has broken many family rules. They have embraced modern culture to break away from their conservative rules. However, not all decisions were smooth and easy. Recently, Joy-Anna shared the full story behind wearing pants for the first time. A Duggar News fan asked whether the decision was easy or tough. Hence, she explained all the things she did before making the decision. The Counting On star explained that she and her husband both grew up thinking pants are immodest for girls. So Joy-Anna prayed for 2 years with her husband, and they even read the Bible to hear what God had said about it. Now, she thinks modesty is just an issue of the heart, not dress. Duggar News. Joy-Anna shares her plans for having 19 children. Joy-Anna Forsyth doesn't hesitate to share her life plans with her followers. She often talks about her beautiful family and her future plans on social media. Recently, the TLC star revealed if she would have 19 children like her parents. A Duggar News fan asked Joy-Anna whether she had any desire to have 19 kids. She said, "No, not 19, to make it clear that she won't follow Job in Michelle's footsteps." The Counting On star wanted to effectively and intentionally raise kids for Jesus. Joy-Anna doesn't have a certain number of kids with Austin, but she believes it could be around 4 to 5. The pair may not have wanted a large family. Joy-Anna and Austin are already parents of 3 beautiful children, Gideon, Evelyn, and Gunnar. They have hinted multiple times about having another child in the future, so the TLC stars may be ready to have a maximum of 2 more children. Previously, Austin expressed his hesitation to feature the birth of his first child, Gideon, on the show. He explained how the producers struggled to convince him. On a special episode of the Duggar and Jeremy podcast, entitled Sister Key and A with Joy, the siblings recalled fond memories of Jana's wedding to Stephen Wisman in August 2024. How there were hundreds of guests in attendance, the 19 kids and counting alums considered the celebration to be a small and intimate affair. She kept it more intimate, and so it felt like you were able to get around, talk to people, Joy-Anna said. Our closest friends were there, who we grew up with, and it was such a sweet time. She added, whenever you have those moments where everybody's back together, it's super special. And then you have your old friends, the crew, all these people. There was something really. How many children the Duggar siblings will have is a hot topic. There are some who viewers think will welcome several children, perhaps even rivaling their parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. However, Joy-Anna Duggar doesn't appear to be one of the siblings who will have more than a bunch of kids. It's hard, the 19 kids and counting alum, 27, told sister Duggar Volo, née Duggar, on her and husband Jeremy Volo's eponymous podcast on Wednesday, March 19. I live, probably 35-ish minutes from everybody that lives in Arkansas. It's definitely hard to keep up with all the siblings because if we had one sibling over for a week, it would take 19 weeks to get through everybody. That's a lot of time that goes by. While Jinger, 31, and Joyanna are two of 19 children born to Jim Bob Duggar and Michelle Duggar, many of the older siblings have gotten married and had children of their own, expanding the clan even more. I think we naturally connect with some more than others, Joyanna said. Whether we go to church together, we'll see them or whatever, and then some of us, I'm just really close to a couple of the sisters-in-law, so we see each other quite a bit and working out together. Thankfully, the Counting on alum said that her siblings all seem to agree that it's okay to see each other only every once in a while. It is harder to stay connected to everybody, but I feel like we all have a good expectation for everybody. We don't feel pressure, like, we have to do this together, or I haven't talked to this person this week, Joyanna continued. I have my own family to take care of, and so it's hard to balance how much do I reach out and how much do I not. I want to spend time with all of the siblings. Joyanna and husband Austin Forsyth are busy parents to kids Gideon, 7, Evelyn, 4, and Gunnar, 22 months. They've also found some close friends in their community. Joy Duggar Forsyth took to Instagram this week for a Q&A with fans, during which the former Counting On star opened up about babies, being on reality TV, breaking with Duggar tradition by wearing pants and more. As those familiar with the Duggar family already know, Joy is one of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's 19 children, and is a mom to 3 children of her own. When asked by a fan this week if she has any desire to follow in her parents' footsteps by breaking out the trusty Duggar birthing tarp another 16 times, Joy confirmed that she doesn't plan to become a mom of 19. She does, however, seem to be open to the idea to shooting out a few more blessing. Like Joy, Jinger Duggar Vuolo and Jill Duggar Dillard have also spoken against Jim Bob and Michelle's beliefs when it comes to having children. Jinger revealed on her podcast in October that she no longer subscribes to the have as many kids as possible way of thinking that she was raised to believe, while Jill and husband Derek Dillard shocked fans in October 2020 when they revealed they were using birth control to prevent pregnancy, less than a year after admitting to fans they weren't against doing so. Whether or not Joy and Austin ultimately decide to continue growing their family, fans shouldn't expect to see the Forsyth family return to TV in the future, as Joy confirmed this week that appearing on another reality TV show is something she has no interest in. The Duggars keep counting on, but even daughter Jinger Duggar's memory can't always keep up. Struggled to remember all the names of the grandkids, Jinger, 31, jokingly told her sister Joyanna, 27, on the Wednesday, March 19, episode of her Jinger and Jeremy podcast. I have most of them down, but there are a couple, and the newer ones, there are more added all the time. I struggle to remember all the names of the grandkids, Jinger, 31, told her sister Joyanna Forsyth, née Duggar, during the Wednesday, March 19, episode of her Jinger and Jeremy podcast. I have most of them down, but there are a couple, and the newer ones, there are more added all the time. Jinger continued, I feel that pressured in, like, no one else is putting it on me. It's me because when I go back, I'm like, I feel so bad. I didn't get to connect with them. Then it's like, oh, I guess it makes sense. Jinger and her 18 siblings were raised by Jim Bob, 59, and Michelle, 58, in Arkansas. While many of her family members still live in her home state, Jinger and her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, currently live in California. We have FaceTime, but I'm not FaceTiming everyone every day, Jinger said about staying connected with her family. I feel like I FaceTime the older sisters the most. I will stay in contact with them more, and James calls a lot. Jeremy, 37, added that he and Jinger have to be very intentional about keeping in touch with relatives. When you have little ones, when you've got work, you've got kids, you've got church, or you've got friends, you have to be very intentional about, hey, where's going to spend time here and here, he continued. Just because you, Joy, live there, there's people here that we live 5 minutes from that we're not going to see and hang out with unless we're out together. But then they do have their communities, he said. Not everybody goes to the same church, and they have their different church communities. And so, when people do come together for a wedding or a meal, it's really fun to catch up and hear what's going on. The Duggar family was an essential part of TLC's reality TV lineup for many years. In 2021, that all changed when Josh Duggar, the Duggar family's eldest child, was arrested and later convicted of receiving and possessing child pornography. The network canceled the family's show despite Josh having never appeared in the rebranded series. Family patriarch and matriarch Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar might have been bummed about the end of their TV careers, but some of their offspring were not. Jim Bob and Michelle's ninth child, Joyanna Forsyth, recently revealed whether she'd ever appear on a reality TV show again. Joyanna Forsyth isn't on TV anymore, but she does keep up with fans on social media. In a recent Instagram post, Joyanna answered fan questions. One follower asked the former reality TV star if she has any plans to return to the industry now or in the future. Joyanna, who grew up on her family's shows, 19 Kids and Counting On, had a definitive answer. The Duggar offspring were taught to give measured responses. Still, Joy offered followers an honest opinion this time around. She said she would never, ever return to the reality world. The answer surprised some followers. After all, Joy seamlessly took on a more significant role in Counting On when Jill Dillard walked away. She was even heavily involved in sharing her life on YouTube and Instagram following the end of Counting On. While Joyanna carried on sharing her life following the end of Counting On, she has no interest in dedicating more years to reality TV. While the decision might shock some, it makes sense. Joyanna spent most of her life as a public figure. We can see how a change of pace and a little agency over her life might be nice.